Hi, in this demo, we're going to be demoing how to deploy cloud-orchestrated EVPN fabric across Catalyst-managed devices in Cisco Meraki dashboard. Very exciting stuff. We're starting off here with 6 switches. They're all statically defined, simple static IP on a common subnet, a common brownfield environment, and we're going to be creating a 1 or 2 wireless subnets in the fabric that will be extended across these devices. So starting off with the switches, you can see here that they're all online ready to go. We're going to go over to organization and fabric creation. This will now allow us to start the fabric wizard. This is where we'll define the autonomous system number, what networks we want the fabric to exist across, so you can create a fabric across multiple locations. And this is where you define a common loopback pool. When you automatically generate the fabric, it will create a whole bunch of things for the underlay and all the plumbing needed to make the fabric work. This is going to be generating those loopbacks and pulling IP addresses from this pool. Now you define the roles of each of the devices you want to be in the fabric. You can see here I've got the border, spine, leaf. These are common elements. Once they are defined, we're going to move over to our VRFs. There's this fabric VRF by default. We can create others if we want to have multi-tenancy. It becomes pretty powerful. Here, this is where we can create the fabric subnets, and then when we create those subnets, we can define which leaves that subnet should exist across, so we have full control of those fabrics, subnets in the environment. Next step is to create that border relationship, so we use that egress subnet, which is going to allow traffic in and out of the fabric, to use OSPF for dynamic peering. Next step is to review the changes. Once we're happy with all the configuration, we're going to save it to staging, where now we can review, wait for a change window, and then when we're happy, we can comment and deploy, and that will actually now generate all that configuration needed in the back end. This will give us a summary page where we can view the health of that fabric, and of course, if we have fabrics deployed elsewhere, the overall health of the environment. Now, how do we actually implement that fabric, right? So you can go to a static assignment as an example, go to a switch port, and just as you would assign a regular VLAN, we can now map it to that fabric VLAN 101. We're using the name so that we can have it dynamically assigned. So not just via static port assignment, but if we use something like ICE or Access Manager in this case, we can now map all our wireless clients to that fabric VLAN very easily using just the name of that fabric subnet that we created. And you can see how we've taken this very simple environment in just minutes and turned it into quite a much more complicated environment, but we have hidden all that and abstracted all that complexity, ensuring that we have the best fabric practices in place, and making sure that your intent of deploying that subnet is executed correctly, giving you the tools and visibility to make sure that it is effective. Thank you for the time.